Yo, 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 what's going on, riders? Out there on the Twitter, y'all follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that good stuff. Make sure y'all are liking the stream on YouTube for the algorithm, sharing my content. You know what I mean? What's going on? Cause it's Clarence Hampton III, aka Truckin Chubbzy, or Clarence Hampton III, or I just trying to go to the beat. That's all. Look, let's get it, y'all. Let's get it. Drop a bomb, man. Drop a bomb. Get a truck horn up in here, man. Drop another bomb so y'all hear me out there. Yes, sir. We are on. So, as y'all all seen with my Black and Missing, and I really do that because, like I said, black and brown children are automatically assumed to be runaways. Therefore, they do not receive Amber Alerts. Have y'all seen an Amber Alert for that child? You know what I mean? They are. This is according back to statistics back in 2021. I'm assuming they are trying to change that whole narrative, but until they do, the little bit of time or anything that I can do to help that situation, I will. You know what I mean? And that's all I have to say about that. Now, with that being said, it seems to be she was with the 2-year-old from Lansing, Michigan. Winter Cole Smith was with a guy by the name of Rashad Trice, 26 years old. He allegedly had stabbed a woman on Sunday, and he has since been arrested by local law enforcement. They got the federal, state, and local police departments all out on the hunt for the 2-year-old Winter Cole Smith right now. I will be following this closely, so updates will be on this. I normally don't update them. I should be doing that, updating the cases as they're going, but I normally don't. When I look for it, it normally doesn't pop up. So if anybody who's following me, if you ever do see a story on where one of my Black and Missing was found, go ahead and feel free to email me at truckinchubbzy@gmail, Clarence Hampton III at gmail. It was Clarence Hampton 1986 at gmail, or truckinchubbzy@gmail. Either email will be helpful, and I will get the message or content or whatever you're sending me. All right. Now, it has been overshadowed because of the 4th of July. The update from the news just came today, earlier today, the 5th. It's been overshadowed because there was 16 mass shootings around in the U.S. 16 mass shootings in the U.S. over the 4th of July. And we talking mass. We not talking, just shootings and that happened. And we talking, this is 16 of them. Now, I did get my story from The Guardian, a paper. Credit them for the information that I'm about to spat out, because, I do want to, spat that out. Even though I'm not using any images or anything, or maybe you guys can see it in my fireplace, you know what I'm saying, as I'm speaking to y'all about this. I know you can see my ring light and all that stuff like that, my lighting and all that, but that's all good, but so I'm gonna read on this a little bit, and then I'm gonna give y'all a reaction to it, and I'm gonna give y'all what I think. And I want y'all to start getting down there in them comments. Make sure y'all liking the stream, man. It helps the algorithm. It helps me grow, man. It's free to do it. It don't cost y'all a penny to do it, man. You know what I mean? I'm really trying to grind and make my way up. I really enjoy doing this. It is work. It is. Don't get it twisted. It definitely is work. and you definitely got to put some money towards it. You know, you definitely got to put the bag towards it, and being able to sustain and bring content and all and so forth and so on. It is a job, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not get that twisted at all. You know, but no. Further on, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna read. It says, from the nation's capital to Fort Worth, Texas, from Florence, California, in the west to the Bronx, New York, in the east. The 4th of July long weekend in the U.S. was overshadowed by 16 mass shootings in which 15 people were killed and nearly 100 injured. The Gun Violence Archive, a database on gun violence in America, calculated the grim tally using its definition of mass shootings as an incident in which 4 or more people, including the shooter, are killed or injured by firearms. The tragic bloodletting was recorded from 5 p.m. on Friday until 5 a.m. on Wednesday across 13 states, as well as Washington, D.C., Texas, and Maryland. Both entered the register twice. In one of the final catastrophes, tomorrow the weekend honoring the nation's founding, 9 people were injured in a drive-by shooting in Washington in the early hours of Wednesday. The victims included 2 children aged 9 and 17. All injuries were reported as non-life-threatening. People said shots were fired from a dark-colored SUV at a house party in the northeast quadrant of the city. Shortly before 1 a.m. on the 5th of July, the SUV fired shots in the direction of some of our residents who were just outside celebrating the 4th of July. It appears the shooting was targeted, said Leslie Parsons, the assistant police chief. Hours earlier, Joe Biden issued a 4th of July statement from the White House in which he lamented the wave of tragic and senseless shootings in the communities across America. The president said he and the First Lady Jill Biden grieve for those who have lost lives as our nation celebrates Independence Day. We pray for the day when our communities will be free from gun violence. Biden repeated his call for meaningless common sense gun control reforms, a renewed ban on assault weapons and high capacity magazines, and an end to gun manufacturers' immunity from liability. By the reckoning of Gun Violence Archive, the U.S. is on track for one of the worst years of mass shootings. The database has identified 350 such incidents so far this year and warns that should the pace remain steady through the second half of the year, the final total for 2023 could reach 679, about double that recorded in 2018. The archive's tallies of mass shootings over the 4th of July weekend involved incidents in Washington, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Maryland twice, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, New York, North Carolina, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, and Texas twice. One of the youngest victims of the weekend was a 14-year-old boy who was killed early on Wednesday in a shooting at a 4th of July block party, Maryland and Maryland's Eastern Shore. 6 others were injured in the incident in Salisbury. 2 people were killed and 28 wounded, including 15 children, in a mass shooting in Baltimore, Maryland. On Sunday, videos recorded at the scene showed teenagers scrambling to get far away from the gunfire. On Wednesday, police were still searching for shooters who were thought to have opened fire with a semi-automatic. In a statement, the Democratic governor of Maryland, Wes Moore, said, "In just a few days, 2 mass shootings in our beloved state have taken lives. It ripped at the fabric of our communities." Expressing condolences to the victims and families and thanks to the first responders, Moore said. This scourge of gun violence is not something that any one community or any one group is wrestling with. I speak for everyone when I say that we have had enough. Late on Tuesday, another outdoor party in Shreveport, Louisiana, exploded in gunfire, leaving 3 people dead and 10 wounded. Tabitha Taylor, a local councilwoman, told CBS News she was livid. Now we are the victim of mass shootings in our community simply because individuals decided to come in and disrupt a good time that individuals were having, she said. A family event has gone on for years in the community, has been disrupted by gun violence because somebody decided to pull their guns and do this. Why? Why? One of the injured was in critical condition. Angie Wilhite, a Shreveport police sergeant, told reporters on Wednesday, adding that others who were injured were expected to survive. No arrests have been made. We're struggling with getting information from those who present, Wilhite, White said. I don't know. Wilhite said. I believe that's her name. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. We're not getting a lot of corroboration. We're going to hope for some quick and immediate corroboration that will lead us to the people we're trying to find. The greatest fatality in a single incident over the long weekend was seen in Philadelphia, where 5 people were killed when a shooter wearing a bulletproof vest and bearing an assault rifle went on a random rampage on Monday night. The youngest person to die was 15. A 2-year-old boy was shot 4 times in the legs, and a 13-year-old was shot twice in the legs on Wednesday. Both were listed in stable condition. The 40-year-old suspect was arraigned on 5 counts of murder as well as charges of attempted murder, aggravated assault, and weapons counts of possession without a license and carrying firearms in public, prosecutors said. Philadelphia police identified the victims killed on the streets as 20-year-old LaShawn Merritt, 29 Demare Stanton, 59-year-old Ralph Morris, and 15-year-old Dejon Brown. All were pronounced dead shortly after the Monday night gunfire. Joseph Wilmer Jr., 31, was found in a home early on Tuesday, also with bullet wounds. Investigators believe that woman was the first victim killed, but was not found by family members until hours later. Now, Associated Press contributed reporting. They, like I said, I told y'all where I got the article from that I just read from. Y'all credit, let's give all the credit to him, because if not, it'd be perjuring myself. And I did get it from the Guardian paper, okay, and I did read it to y'all verbatim as it said, as best as I could anyhow. Now, with that being said, the gun violence like in America is, first of all, let me get this straight. I support owning your firearms. I support it 100%. I do. I really support it. But this stuff is out of control, y'all. When our babies are being hit with guns, right? It turns into something different for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a father, and I fear, and this is something that we fear. You know what I'm saying? We fear for things like this. We really do. Simply because, you know, of everything going on, the things that we see in it, on some of the news and some of the things we hear. Therefore, we fear for our children while we let them do these things, and we have to inform our children on the kinds of danger that may be faced. But there's nothing that you can do with a bullet. A bullet does not have a name. Once a bullet comes out of a gun, anybody can get hit. Now y'all seen how many teenagers, a baby got hit in the legs. That's just unacceptable. Stupid people with guns is unacceptable. Now, as a black man, I want to speak directly to the black community when I say this. We cry and we cry and we cry about how we don't have fair shots at doing things, and we don't get a fair shake at things out here in America, but yet and still stupid things like this happen in our neighborhoods, and we let these things happen in our neighborhoods without speaking up on that, or in not holding that individual accountable. Now, I know there's a difference between snitching. Okay, I know how we may feel about snitching, but at the same time, though, when babies are getting hit because a stupid person with a gun has that, there has to be a cutoff line to where you gotta hold yourself responsible for that. I don't care. Even if you were evil enough to look at it as your so-called business perspective of hustling or whatever else, that draws so much attention to the neighborhood, right? You can't do nothing that way. Don't nobody want to live there. And the people that do live there, they deserve a fair chance of trying to get on up out of there without dealing with that. Now, we cry, and we complain about not having this and not having that, but yet and still we let things like this happen in our communities. You know what I'm saying? And then we get upset when they come in and they come in our communities and they start locking up everybody and they start doing sweeps and they start doing this and they start doing that. There's no cooperation, or as you've seen, they can't even get help from nobody. Now, by all means, if they can't get the help, we gotta help ourselves. We gotta huddle up at the nearest Baptist church, the nearest hall, or Boys and Girls, whatever. We gotta go. Grandma's house, uncle's house, whoever's land or our meeting place at a neighborhood that we can get to. We gotta talk amongst each other, and we gotta say, little whoever or big whoever that did that, he gotta go. He gotta go turn himself in, because that's ridiculous. Because then we can't sit there and if not, that's cool, that's fine. But stop blaming other people of other colors for your failures. Stop doing that. Don't blame somebody for your failures in life. Don't sit there and say that an individual, you can't get far because an individual is holding you back. No, because we holding ourselves back. We holding ourselves back. And who's to say that, you know what I mean? And I can speak like that. And I wanted to talk to y'all like that because that's constantly what we do. We do that so much. And I know a lot of things have been computed in the way that we are, because in certain circumstances we may have dealt with a certain thing because of the color of our skin. We may have done that. And there's so many people out there that just say, why did it always gotta be a color thing? Because to be honest with y'all, because we dealt with it so much, so sometimes it's just in you to go to that conclusion at first. But you really gotta think on, if I was that individual, stop thinking like, if you was that individual, what would you have done in that situation? You understand what I'm saying? So that way you have a better understanding of why it was like that, and maybe it wasn't the color, you know what I'm saying? But not everybody thinks like that. I hear Anton Daniels talk about that all the time, like it's not a color thing, it's not this and that, and we act a certain way, and we do in that. And not that I agree with everything that he say, but I agree with a lot that he say. Gotta hold ourselves accountable. We got to do better in our households. Like I said, there was a guy who came in the shop, and we had a conversation about influencing our kids. And I know this is, and maybe this is a little bit off, but I don't think it off, because it's going right back into what I'm saying. The influence, the outside influence. This is something that we have to deal with in-house, even though the shooters may have been older and so forth and so on. And for some shooter to sit there and say, trying to clean up a neighborhood, One of the shooters was to say he was trying to clean up the neighborhood, the streets of the violence. So he was trying to shoot kids. Kind of crazy person is thinking that. Now he crazy in the head to even think something like that. But even to go and say he trying to clean, no, that's not how you. That is not how you get to the community. And we have made it so hard amongst each other to where people who are successful in our community don't want to deal with the community. And in a weird way, and in a way, I understand that. Because instead of looking at Mr. Anton Daniels' Rolex on his wrist or his Lamborghini, we want to take it from him. Instead of looking at it as motivation and sitting there and if we did ask them for something, somebody want to have their hand out instead of saying, but me, I would say, yo, Anton, yo, dog, feed me the information on how to get this podcast thing rolling. That's how he could pay me. Put me, you ain't even got, you know what I'm saying? You could take a horse to the water, you going for a drink. If you take me to the water, I'm a drink. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's what we got to start doing more of. Drinking. Just drink the water. They going to take you there. Look at that as motivation. Everybody want to take. But that's for another conversation for another day. But we can't keep complaining about what we don't have and the fair shakes we're not getting when we keep doing stupid shit like we doing out there right now. Excuse my language. Put your earmuffs on, kids, if you hear me. The stupid stuff that is going on right now out there. You got people on Juneteenth going to McDonald's, taking cash registers, crowds dancing on Pizza Huts, the shootings in the neighborhoods over the 4th of July. And it takes and it puts and it feeds the stereotype, number one, which is a bad thing. But then it also overshadows things like Little Winter Cole missing in Lansing. We can't put attention towards that because everybody want to act the fool when they get hot out. But then everybody want to, oh, they locking our babies, or they doing this. Why you think that? Why do you think that? Why do you think our brothers and cousins and over there across seas, when they come over here, they say, don't associate me with them black Americans? Why do you think that is it? Because we do not take advantage of the resources we have right here. But y'all constantly want to complain about what we don't got and blame it on. I want to blame it on the cinnamon guy. The cinnamon guy? No. Hold yourself accountable for once. Hold somebody accountable in the neighborhood. It's their fault. And they're going to keep on continuing doing the stupid things that they're doing. It's not going to. And that's why I say I'll get my household on order. I talk to my sons. I get my sons right. Hopefully my sons are being leaders enough to try to keep their friends away from it, and which works in the chain reaction. Because that's all we can do. That's literally all we can do. Because they don't want to hear it, because the people who they are being influenced by, the people who say, the influence mean more. Y'all the ones probably got that. You know what I'm saying? You know? But it's not real. And until we start keep saying that and keep preaching the real and right things that they seeing, the stuff they seeing on TVs, their favorite rappers, they corny and this and that, until we really start exposing that kind of stuff and being stand-up guys for this stuff, until we see more public figures doing that, they ain't gonna listen. They don't want to take that. You know what I'm saying? And all it takes is some words. Maybe a reputation or something. You know? Whatever it is, whatever it's going to be. But I I really can't speak too long on. I don't want to keep repeating myself. You know what I'm saying on this whole thing, but gun control. I don't. I want everybody to have the right to bear arms. I do. I really do. You should have the right to, especially with these knuckleheads out here that really want to be out here shooting up stuff. That's why I constantly got to watch what events me and my family take part of. Should never have to do those things, but why we're strapped grocery shopping, washing the car. No matter where my wife goes, I always tell her, keep your strap with you. Keep your strap with you. I do not care where you are at. I believe that teachers, doctors, lawyers, nurses should be strapped. Absolutely 100% I support it. And this is why. This is why. Because if they need to back somebody down in order to save my child's life while they're in school with that teacher, and it saved their lives, to save their lives and protect the lives of our children, absolutely teachers should be strapped in school. Because you never know. They could be going on a field trip. The summer camp employees taking them on a field trip. They could have been on a field trip at one of these firework events or something. Wind up shot up, but they couldn't back nobody down because their titles and stuff. That gotta stop. This and that's why I support it. Now, yeah, there's cons to certain that the people holding stuff like that, but I don't see it as that. I just see it as people wanting to be at home. And another thing that I definitely want to say and touch on before I get on up out of here is that the police killing black people in neighborhoods, right? There's a stigma that the police just want to kill us just to kill us, right? And that's not true. You know why it's not true? Because look at what's going on right now. Right now, look at all these mass shootings. Look at the places they took. Look at the places it happened at. Now, you mean to tell me if there's machine guns and there's babies getting shot in this neighborhood, 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, babies, 2-year-olds, 3, nobody is exempt for getting shot in this neighborhood. And I'm patrolling this neighborhood. And when I tell your little ass to get up out of this car because you're too young to be driving, to keep your damn hands up and don't fucking move, and you move, but I'm in this neighborhood where 15-year-olds be getting shot and they known to carry handguns and AKs, I'm blaming you. Period. We do it to ourselves. But we'll complain. We'll go on rants and say, oh, they don't. Man. But we not making it no better. So what's the argument? What's the solution to that? We get laws passed, but then we still don't hold them accountable. Y'all still shook. They just want to be on TV and get their little time in and get their name out there or whatever. They ain't really going to go in the middle of the hood. They really ain't going to go knock on nobody's door. They really ain't going to go in the middle of these blocks and in these streets and go talk to these youngins. They not going to do that. They going to talk what they talk on that TV screen and yell and scream and this and that. I'm blacking them this and I'm blacking them proud. Man, y'all ain't in the hoods because y'all ain't doing nothing for them. Not a damn thing. And they constantly making money off of it. conning the black people up out of their money. They constantly conning them, and we don't see it. We be like, yeah, he talking that stuff for us and our rights. Why his pockets getting fatter? Yeah, support this. Support this. Here's this and this and this and that. But you know what I'm saying? And then they make money off of that stuff. But they don't never really come to the hoods and really try to stop something. Because believe me, all the millions these people be making and they's talking about and they doing this and that. If I had those millions, best believe I could make a change. And I will make a change in our neighborhoods. Because I would really be out there. They scared. They want their lives. We all got to go someday. But I'd rather go knowing my legacy was to really, truly try to pick up the culture. And that you get respect out of that. You don't get no respect out of just talking about it and talking about it. And y'all just wanting to make money off them. Man, don't listen to that. Because they so quick to do that. Y'all see that how them black people they be so quick to just go out there and just start talking this and talking that and doing this and doing that, right? Soon as it go down, but when all this stuff go down, ain't nobody held accountable. There's no cooperation, nobody stepping forth, nobody really saying nothing about it, right? That's all I gotta say. I ain't seen nobody's take on none of this. This is mine. This is my take. This is my opinion. This is a so quote unquote middle class father, hardworking father speaking on the today's world. Period. And I want all of y'all just, you know what I mean, to have a wonderful and prosperous week out there. I really do. Make sure y'all following me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Make sure y'all are liking the stream, sharing it, commenting, say what y'all need to say, get it out there, and thank y'all for listening and tuning in, y'all. Until the next time, Truckin Chubbzy sending good vibes your way. Peace.